the objective of CSA, the business impact, the accountability factors, how will my business look and behave, the three-way partner of the motor carrier, the driver, the customer, regardless of the type of customer and service in your business, and what you'll need to defend your image, and that's the most important piece of CSA. And then future regulatory mandates that coincide with CSA. So go to the next slide. CSA is a spin-off of the data and grading system of safer systems with safe data. In other words, it's derived from the same type of data, the concept of the safe data, only with an expanded view. Now, do you all know the history of safe data? Safe data started in '97. And when a trooper or an officer submits that Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program, and the MSAP federal program funds the states. In order for the states to qualify for MSAP funds, they have to go through what's called an in-service school, and they have a special unit that can pull a truck over that has software. The software records the inspection. A regular highway patrol can pull you over and give you a ticket. They can't do a level 1 or level 2 or level 3 unless they have the software to record the actual violation. From there, it uploads it into SafeDat. SafeDat grades it. But under a congressional mandate, SafeDat was not able to continue to expand the basics or drill into data that gave the state the tool they needed to go in and say, look, you're doing fine on everything but driver fatigue. You're doing fine on everything but vehicle maintenance. So they would send investigators into these locations and spend days going over the entire compliance review when they only need to be there for one item. That's the basics of CSA 2010. The second part of that is to answer a court ruling. The court ruling says you shall not keep doing what you're always doing. So a lot of people think this is just another expanded view of more government, but it's all part of the Omnibus Act and has been for 20 years. It just takes time to unfold these kinds of programs. Unfortunately, the timing of this, because we got the health care going on and this other stuff, but this has been coming for almost 10 years. So that's what that's about. You know? So again, SafeDat has limited capability within the IT infrastructure to break down the actual basics unless you're in a software called Inlet. So you're working as an officer, then you can break, or a compliance review officer. So as enforcement, they could look at all this stuff. But again, they were looking at every single line item when they only need to look at the two that could cause the crash. So that's why they broke it down into the profile. Where we got into some discrepancies is on the American Trucking Association. I'm on the Regulations Committee. And one of the biggest things we talked about in that committee is how FMCSA would grade the severity weight of the stop. And we absolutely did not agree with that methodology. So ATA put together a task force committee last April of '09. And there was 13 of us, there's 12 of us, but 13, Patty Osgood out of Colorado was the chairman. And she's done a phenomenal job with our committee, but that's a test state. So when Colorado started that, naturally Patty knew how the breakdown worked because she was living it. The rest of us paired up. So my partner was Rob Abbott. And Rob Abbott and I had driver fitness. So Marcia Vandy House from Snyder, she had equipment, and so on and so forth. Bill Bennett had cargo security because of Alabama. So every one of us had a specific task to break down every severity weight code that's in CSA 2010. And it was about as much fun as having your fingers slammed on a car door, but we had to do it. And that's how we come up with these algorithms being out of whack. So we made suggestions and would scratch, you know, instead of 2 points, that should be 4, instead of 10, that should be 5, instead of 2, that should be 10. And that's how that changed. And FMCSA listened to us. They didn't have to, but they did. So we were able to get the crash taken off there too. The crash won't be public December 1.